So what we're going to do here when we're using the test method is to change it to an equal sign. So this to start with, and subtract 7/8 from both sides. So I'm isolating for B and finding a common denominator. I get a common denominator of 24, so B equals -17/24. Now if I put that on a number line, it's -17/24 is between -1 and 0. So there's something like that. And I want to test 2 points around that. So I'm going to take one test on this side, and an easy one would be x equals -1 or b equals -1. I guess we're talking about b here. And on the other side, b equals 0. So let's test that in the equality. When it's -1, I have -1 plus 7/8. Is that greater than or equal to 1/6? Well, -1 plus 7/8 is -1/8. Is that greater than 1/6? Definitely not. So that means we do not shade to the left of our critical point. And then I'm going to test b equals 0. So 0 plus 7/8. Is that greater than or equal to 1/6? Yes. So that means I shade to the right. So my answer on the number line looks like that. It includes the 7/8, so you might see it as a square bracket in the answer key. In interval notation, it's -17/24 to infinity with a round bracket. Doing the next question, we're going to make it an equal sign and both divide by 6 on both sides. So y equals 48 divided by 6 is 8. That means I'm going to put 8 on a number line. And it does not include 8 because I've got a hollow dot. It doesn't include an equal sign, and I'm just going to test a point on either side. So testing x or y equals 0. And on this side, let's test y equals 10. So when y equals 0, I have 6 times 0 is less than 48. So is 0 less than 48? You bet. That means I'm going to shade on this side. And just to be sure, taking the other number, 6 times 10 is less than 48. Is 60 less than 48? No. That's a false statement, so I do not shade. So my answer is everything less than 8. So x is less than 8, or in interval notation, -4, 8, and a round bracket because it doesn't include 8. So now for the last solution, we're going to again make this an equal sign. And we're going to multiply both sides by 8. So multiply this side by 8 and this side by 8. This 8 will cancel, and I get 320 equals 5k. And then I divide both sides by 5. So I have k equals 5 goes into 32 6 times 64. So that means I have 64 as my critical point, and I'm going to put a hollow dot there because there's no equal sign in this inequality, and I'm going to test on either side. So let's test an easy number on the left, which is k equals 0, and test k equals 80 on the right side. So 40 is less than 5/8 times 0. So is 40 less than 0? No, that's false. So we don't shade this area. And on the other side, 40 less than 5/8 times 80. Maybe that helps you explain why I chose 80, because 8 goes into 80 10 times. So is 40 less than 50? Yes, it is. So that means we shade this area right here, and it means our interval notation solution is 64 to infinity.